Alright, so I just wanted to make a little general update on the plant situation here. I just moved here to Berlin, and I brought all these plants with me thanks to a couple of really nice friends that I have that drove with me here 8 hours, and I've set them up with the lamps, with the SF2000 Spider Farmer lamps, and that blurple one over there. And yeah, they all seem to be happy now. I gave them water today. I just want to go quickly or briefly that's through some of my favorite ones here. These are not pepper plants, as you can see. These are tobacco. There's Virginia Gold, Burley, and Perique. And I'm going to put them in the ground or in big pots outside soon, hopefully. So because they get around 2 meters, so 6 foot, I think. This one is in soil, my largest soil plant at the moment, and it's the Reaper Spagliato Purple Peach, which I love the look of. If you look up online what the pods look like, they are amazing. And because they are amazing, I tried to do a couple of crosses with it, both in its role as a male and female, but the ones here you can see did not work out. You can see the little outline of the fallen flower, which is fine. A lot of these will fall, and that's okay. That's why I think I'm just going for quite a lot of crosses, trying a lot of things out and see what sticks, but the 7-pot Katie one didn't. So here I have, I bought these at IKEA yesterday. They've been really useful. I've put them a bit on an incline. And so these are all cocoa. So when I water these, they drop into this bucket, same as with this one. Here I've got a couple of nice, this one actually also broke during the trip, which is fine. It's still a very happy little red shark plant. These have really cool pods as well, kind of dark features. This one is very tall boy. And it's, what is it again? It is a black 7-pot bubblegum. I got this one from Matt's Peppers. I've tried to cross it with a mutant over here, and I think it's still going okay. Let's see how it works out in the end. Try to cross it with 7-pot Katie pollen as well. We'll see if that works out. It's still alive as well, still hanging in there. That would be cool. Here we've got the jalapeno farmer's market potato, and this one's actually really cool because it's in a can, but it has a relatively big pod already. And this was a flower that I crossed, so it's one of the first pods that actually grew was one where I added pollen, and it's crossed with a Thunder Mountain Longhorn, which is like a pepper that is as long as your forearm. And they're both annuums, capsicum annuums, so I think there is a chance that the seeds will be viable. I always want to be careful about that, of course, to say that, because I've had bad experiences in the past, but they should be viable. So what is a jalapeno and a Thunder Mountain Longhorn cross going to look like? I have no idea. But let's hope like something really cool. Either a really corked, super long pepper, or, something the other way around. Let's see. This one is also one of my favorite little can projects. Has lots of flowers. They grow in clusters here. And this one is an all-hooded Pekse, if I remember correctly. And I hope there's going to be lots of little tiny peppers on here. I didn't top this one, just in very early bifurcation. And I don't have to go through all of them. I just want to show you a couple. This one's another nice pepper in a can. This one is a Habanero Orange, very dark green foliage. I must have used a lot of nitrogen in the mix there. And you can see also here, I think this is a result of overfeeding them in the cocoa. I must have gotten the mix wrong at one point, and I've been going on lower doses ever since. But yeah, there's still flowers on there, and I've done a little cross there as well with the mutant pepper, was it? No. What was it? Oh, actually also jalapeno farmer's market potato, yeah. And this is a Moruga chocolate. I think this is a very hot pepper. Let's hope it's going to give us some results. And a couple of mutants I have in cans, like this little candlelight one. And this one is, I think, a Candlelight 2, or, yeah. And then I've got the one with peppers actually on the mutant over here. And that one is a, how do you pronounce it? Gion, Xion anyways. Yeah, and these are the ones, smaller pots. I'm trying to take off the buds. I have to continue doing that because these are supposed to go into bigger pots soon. Habanero as well. I'm actually going to, I'm leaving flowers in cans, for example, because it allows me to make early crosses and in the same season continue with the F1 seeds, right? But for the rest of the plants, I try to pinch off any of the buds so that I can get bigger plants more quickly once they're outside. So what else is interesting here? One of my other happiest plants in the bigger pots over here is another jalapeno, farmer's market potato. Then there's this one. This is the Zing, which is apparently a very, very spicy pepper with origins that are a bit murky. No idea really what it is, but it's apparently very, very spicy. I've got some flowers on here, and also going to put it in a larger pot at some point, which might disrupt the whole flowering and budding, but that's fine. The summer is still a long way. And this one, honestly, the chiltepins or the tepins are really funny the way they grow. They are dangly, long branches, but really pretty plants. Yeah, love them. My biggest plant over here is a 7-pot Katie. I've got the 7-pot Lucy growing as well elsewhere, and I've tried lots of crosses, but as you can see, lots have failed. This one is still going? No, I don't think so. Yeah, with the black 7-pot bubblegum. Well, that's fine. Actually, I've got quite a few crosses that worked out at the moment, and I'm waiting for the F1 seeds. So I'm not too sad if some of them don't work out. This crazy little guy over here is also a chiltepin, and look how small the pot is. This is like, what is this, like a liter or not even? But they grow when they're in cocoa, especially, because this is also old cocoa here. They grow so tall and dangly. I don't bother actually getting rid of the flowers. There's so many little buds and flowers. I'm gonna put it in a bigger pot, and if it grows, it grows. And yeah, this is a dark black Thai pepper. It's really nice. It's already kind of really corky stem, very thick stem on this one behind here, which is the Yaki Blue fawn. I've also got a normal Yaki Blue. Is it called Yaki Blue as well? Not the smaller one, the larger version. And these are some of the newer ones, like this, which is the Leviathan Gnarly Scorpion. And if you look up these pods online, you'll see they are mean looking ones. And so I'm really looking forward to these ones as well. Black Beijinho as well over here. Tall boy, didn't top it. Hangjiao 7. Check out Bao's channel. He's got tons of these Chinese space peppers. This is the number 7. There are 10 of them. And yeah, so some of the other interesting ones over there, that's a Sichuan peppercorn. It's nothing to do with chili peppers. They just sound similar name in English. And yeah, the white hot pepper is number 53 over there. Really nice pods, even though the pepper doesn't have a proper name. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the 7-pot Lucy, which is the sister basically of the 7-pot Katie. The maker, I think a guy from the UK, named these two plants after his 2 daughters. And what we have over there, 7-pot, Sugar Rush Stripey from Chris Fowler from Wales. I've got the other improved pot size Sugar Rush Peach as well, and the bell-shaped Sugar Rush. I love those. And the Orange Tiger Taj Mahal, which is also actually his creation. And I've got a couple of really fun wild peppers, like these ones here, the CGN 2409 Cardinasi. I also got the USDA Cardinasi somewhere. And what is this? This is the Tovari. This is the one that took over a month to germinate. So I'm very happy I got it. I got it in soil. All my huge, big, green, luscious plants are usually in cocoa, which is hydro. And and the ones in soil are not as big and luscious, but I want to have these in soil because I think it makes it easier to overwinter the plants. And I know that these guys can really handle some tougher conditions, and sometimes they really only become interesting after a couple of years of being alive. So I want to keep these, I want to overwinter these, so I want to keep them in soil. And actually here, Sugar Rush Stripey. Got a pod growing. Sometimes you don't have the heart to to pinch off every bud and flower. So yeah, this should become a big plant soon, but I couldn't cut it off, that Sugar Rush Stripey one. Talking of Sugar Rush Stripey, I attempted a cross here with the purple UFO, and not one but two of the pods here actually grew out. So I'm hoping for at least one of these two pods to have viable seeds and to give me a purple UFO and Sugar Rush Stripey mix. Also for crosses, the Flexuosum, Capsicum Flexuosum, very small one here of course, but they produce tons of pollen, which has been really useful trying to make crosses. And I've crossed it with the, you can't really see it very well from here, but you can see the pod's shape here. This is the Ari Confusion, very similar to Ari White Fantasy, which might be the same pepper in the end actually. And I got a cross with the Flexuosum and this one. On this one is the female plant. And yeah, really excited to see what it gives, because I've looked it up online, and there's a couple of research papers that said that if you use the Flexuosum as a male and the Baccatum as a female, you can get some viable seeds. And here some ripe peppers as one of my only plants, because this is a bunchy from last year. This is two plants actually. I had both of these as a pair in hydro. You know, one of those situations where you can't get rid of two seedlings, so you just let them both grow. And in hydro they had no problem being together. And it seems that even in soil, when I cut them down and put them into soil, they're happily living together. And these pods are delicious, really nice. And yeah, so then we have here our little skull. It's a red shark as well, took its time. You know, when you put tiny little seedlings in a slightly larger pot than, you know, the normal seedling pots, you have the feeling they don't grow very quickly in the beginning, but that's just because they're establishing their root base. So along here where the brain should be, you have all these roots going now. And now it's actually growing, and it's actually quite happy. And water goes in through here to get fast to the bottom, and a bit of water as well here, which is something I learned on the Kangstar channel. And lastly, and I've got a lot more, but I don't want to make this too long. Lastly, I've got here the Pepper Lovers Community Challenge with the upside down pepper this year. I put 2 peppers in a 10-liter container. These are all, I've basically put little pieces of plastic here, colored from other lids, so that they hold vermiculite in certain places, like up here, down there, here, and as well as a net cup just in the top here. And I put nets around them as well, and it's just filled with vermiculite. My theory anyways is that for this upside down peppers, the vermiculite can hold the water higher up for a longer period of time, so the water doesn't always drain too quickly down to the bottom, so the roots can actually go upwards a little bit as well, because they're going to want to normally go downwards as well. But since the water is up here, let's hope they actually use the space. And yes, this is a Golden Carolina Reaper, and it's quite happy. Apart from a couple of small problems, as you can see, there's some kind of deficiency here. Thought it was nitrogen. Gave it lots of nitrogen, so you can see it especially on this pepper, a very dark green, where you think that's dangerously close to toxicity or ready toxicity. So I'm going easy on the nitrogen now. But it has had tons of flowers, lots of them dropping, which is common for me at least in early season Chinenza plants. And I made a couple of crosses. This is with the Thunder Mountain Longhorn, and it actually took as one of the only peppers on the whole plant. So foreign pollen really worked to actually produce pods here. So let's hope that this works out. A couple of other small pods here, which don't look nearly as gnarly and bumpy as the one that I got from a foreign cross. These other ones actually didn't work out, these other crosses, so I have to cut them off. And yeah, Achycharapita ikitos is actually slowly starting to produce a couple of buds as well. So, but much smaller. I thought, you know, maybe they'd keep a similar size, not at all, as you can see. The Reaper really went ahead. Yeah, and then, yeah, just a small little mutant in the back here, which is a mutant cross 14 from Serrana peppers, which I still don't know what actually was crossed, but I'm looking forward to see what the pods look like. And last one is this little Olvo de Pexe, which is in a champagne bottle. This one I used a glass drill bit. Sorry, terrible lighting. But you can see there are some holes in the bottom here, and I put a hole in the side as well. No, it is not a bong, it is a bottle with a pepper, where you can have easy access to the side for watering. So yeah, that's it. Thanks if you've stuck around until now for watching and listening, and I'll give another update relatively soon.